Test, test. Okay. Well, we did the program, but it's fine. We'll be fine.
I'll talk fast. I'll talk really, really fast.
Hi, how's it going? Good. Point Loma, SDSU, Fuller. I don't think so. That was, but we'll get one. Yeah. And then one of Shanae's people were a little special. Yes.
Hey, you know what the schedule?
I do, but I have too many things going on. What do you need?
I'm just trying to figure out.
We'll go over it.
Okay, we're going over it in the beginning already.
Yeah.
I think is the pitch at like 4:30 to 5 or something like that?
Jordan or Erica, all your questions.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Just
Thank
take
you.
a seat would be the best thing. Yeah, so there's a lot of traffic, but I know Peter's coming, Shirley's coming from the board. Had a happy hour with them last night. See, there's plenty of people.
What do people say?
And talk.
Just look at the slide. You're the only one who knows what you're gonna say, so if you don't say it all, that's okay. Right?
This is very true. Your thank yous is the one that could really make or break us.
It's actually pressure point. There's a whole wave of people we want to let them come.
Talking and nobody listens to what you're saying.
Okay. They don't listen to me anyway, so.
Jordan, do we expect those seats to be used? Because otherwise we should
Yeah, I'd remove them. Yeah,
them.
I can.
Why? Why it's not there?
Guys, we're opening up that reserved seating where it says Point Loma, or just take the reserved off, or she's doing it. So you're welcome to sit there. Yeah, same with you, Kim. Hi, same with you.
Where do we sit?
You're welcome. We're taking the reserves off because the campuses didn't use their seats, so you're welcome to take them. Yeah.
Not next week.
Hello, hello. All right. Oh. Hello. It is? It is working? Hello? Okay, it is working. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Please raise your hand if you are here from SDSU. Woo! Please raise your hand if you're here from Point Loma Nazarene. Woo! Raise your hand. And the teams, I didn't see the team raise their hand. Woo! Okay, and who is here from Cal State Fullerton? Woo! And who is here from San Marcos, Cal State and San Marcos? Who and who is here supporting Miramar College? All right, excellent. Now raise your hand if you are a parent of someone that is competing. All right, big round of applause for the parents and family members. Thank you so much. I am going to go ahead and hand this off to the fabulous Dean of the Fowler College of Business, Dan Mashavi, and he's going to kick us off.
Thanks, Kathy. Welcome everybody to the 2025 Social Venture Challenge presented by Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation. A big round of applause for Sprouts here. Thank you for joining us. I hope you are as excited as I am to hear from these 8 teams from 5 Southern California universities. They're going to present their innovative solutions for food security. And here's the big thing for some of them, $35,000 in cash prizes being awarded to them. Again, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation, in particular, Lindsay Waugh, Executive Director of the foundation, also Courtney Hake from Sprouts, and a special thanks to Terry Funk-Graham and Kristen Bloom, who are directors in the organization and really helped us make this connection and bring this event to you today. I also want to thank all the participating schools, CSU Fullerton, Point Loma Nazarene, CSU San Marcos, San Diego Miramar College. You know, often it's the community colleges that get left out, so we are delighted to welcome them today. Round of applause for our community college here. And I want to thank, you'll be introduced to them a little later, our judges who are participating today. Thank you so much for volunteering your time, and we're anxious for the outcome. Okay, so this is our 3rd annual Social Venture Challenge here at San Diego State University. We challenge students from Southern California colleges and universities to address the most pressing problems we're seeing in our world today. Today's competition, we've challenged students to develop an innovative solution to better enable food security. So every presentation you see today is going to be tied to the food security theme. This year, we are exceptionally fortunate to have the involvement of Professor Iana Castro, who is an expert in food security, and who guided our efforts and provided domain expertise to all 8 competing teams. Iana is not only a professor and researcher here, she's also an entrepreneur. Professor Castro is the co-founder and executive director of Brightside Produce, a student-driven social venture with a sustainable distribution model designed to provide access to fresh produce in San Diego's food deserts. Brightside's vision for San Diego is to become a city where everyone has access to affordable, fresh fruits and vegetables. Here's a little video to tell you a little more about Brightside. Sound?
Yeah, you can sing along.
Start it.
That was so good. Let's roll it again at a little louder volume.
Yay.
Once again, a huge round of applause for the Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation for making today possible. I also want to note that they also support our SDSU Fowler Scholars Program. I would now like to welcome Kristen Bloom up to the stage of Sprouts, who will talk a little bit about Sprouts and present an award to the Brightside folks.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, San Diego State University, for including Sprouts in today's event. Our most pressing issues today require fresh perspectives, creative thinking, and innovative solutions. That's why Sprouts is so proud to support the Social Venture Challenge today, where you are driving change by developing solutions to improve food security. The Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation, which is the nonprofit foundation of Sprouts Farmers Market, is dedicated to creating healthier futures for children and young adults by advancing nutrition education, promoting health and wellness programs, and increasing access to fresh and nutritious foods. Through partnerships with nonprofit organizations, the foundation supports initiatives such as building school gardens, teaching youth cooking programs that focus on growing and preparing healthy meals, and equipping children and adults with the tools to develop lifelong healthy eating habits. Since 2015, the Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation has awarded over $30 million in grants to nonprofit organizations and schools aligned with this mission. In addition, nearly 3 million children benefit from the programs the foundation supports every single year. I've been a member of the Sprouts Board of Directors for about 9 years, and I've been fortunate to be the chair of the foundation for the past 6 years. I am so passionate about the work the foundation does, not only because of the focus on teaching children the importance of nutrition and healthy eating, but because I have witnessed the energy and excitement in their faces when you're in a school garden with them. Knowing you are helping them develop lifelong skills, it's something that just really warms your heart. You are giving them what they need to develop these lifelong eating habits, healthier eating habits. I am so excited about what you all are doing here to solve these issues with your passion and commitment to innovate ways of solving today's solutions. So thank you all to the teams that are participating today. I'd like to invite Ayana up and the Brightside team. In addition to supporting today's challenge, we are excited to donate $25,000 to the Brightside Produce team, who supports San Diego State University in expanding fresh food access to neighborhoods across Southern California who need it most. Thank you so much, team. We appreciate you. And with that, who am I turning it over to? Kathy. Thank you.
We're back on. So I'm Kathy Poocher. I'm the Executive Director of Entrepreneurship Initiatives at SDSU. And that includes putting on the production of this Social Venture Challenge. Thrilled to be able to do that and to do it with our fellow Southern California campuses. This is what you can expect today. So we'll kick off soon with the presentations. During the presentations, at the end, the audience will be able to vote, and we'll have an audience vote prize. All the prizes will be given out later at 5:30 following the reception. We also have an incubator here at SDSU, and we've gone through an on-campus competition to pick 6 teams that will compete in 2 different tracks. And once again, the audience vote will award $1,000 and $750 to 2 of the Zip Launchpad teams. We'll be doing that while the judges are deliberating. Once we close remarks, you'll be able to go right out that door, and there'll be a reception. There'll be some lovely light bites from Sprouts that we really appreciate. And yes, I've sampled them. They're quite delicious. And there's also some booths. So some of the Brightside folks are there. You'll be able to meet some of their partners. There's also more information that can be made available on some of the entrepreneurship initiatives we have here at SDSU, and so you'll be able to learn. Also, if anyone is here to get credit for attending, we appreciate you being here. You'll need to go to the Zip table in order to get that credit that you're wanting and needing. Thank you. All right. So then at 5:30, we'll make the award of the $35,000, and that's broken out into different prizes. So the grand prize is $15,000, and then second place and third place, greatest social impact audience vote, that comes from you. So you'll vote, and then we'll reveal what the audience vote ended up with at the ceremony, and then best presentation, another $2,000. So super exciting. We have some fabulous judges with us and a really diverse group of domain expertise that we've assembled. I would ask that each judge turn around, stand up, face the crowd, and just give a wave as I recognize them. So Caitlin Wege, who is on the board of Entrepreneurship Initiatives, she's a founder and an angel and prolific angel investor. While she's not an alumni, she likes to consider herself, and we consider her one as well. Dan Novak, you're an alumni, right? Yes. Welcome, Dan, former CMO SVP, Global Marketing and Communications of Qualcomm. We appreciate you being here. Tracy Stevens, stand on up, expertise in product marketing, product market fit, which is hugely important. Vincent, stand on up. So really, one of the changes we made this year was to include someone from Associated Students, and he has a passion for fighting hunger with Aztecs Rock Hunger. Did I get the name right? Yeah, Aztecs Rock Hunger. So we appreciate that. Mil Chan, serial entrepreneur, also adjunct professor. Really appreciate you being here. And then 2 people representing Sprouts. We have Sevilla, who is representing Sprouts Farmers Market, and Kristen Bloom, who we met before, and the chair of the foundation, and really pivotal to us having the support we have from Sprouts along with others. So thank you very much. Okay, this is the criteria that we use for judging. You can keep this in mind when you're doing the audience vote, and this is the criteria that our judges will be using. And I think we're getting close. We are on now. So what you can expect is each team is going to present for 5 minutes, followed by Q&A from the judges. The judges will have a microphone. Okay, we got the microphone, and then we'll move on to the next one. So the first team, Helping Hands, come on. And before we do that, I want to give a really, really, really big round of applause for all the teams that are here. And I want to thank the campuses for supporting them and making it possible for them to be here. And so without further delay, I want to invite the first team to come on up. So what I'll be doing, teams, is I'll be handing the mic and I'll be handing the clicker, which you're going to need to use. And then you're going to hand it back to me.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Thank
When you start talking, the timing will begin. Is there who will be notifying right there? So do you want to show them? That's 1 minute left.
Yep.
And then just start clapping.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jesus Piedra. This is Andrew Garcia, and we are here with Angeline Garano as well, and we are Helping Hands. And what we figured that we'd do this today to go ahead and really kick things off is to go through an exercise. So I want you all to go ahead and join me to go through an exercise together. The very first thing I want you guys to do is to go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you guys to go ahead and take a deep breath. And I want you all to imagine yourselves going into a food pantry as a disabled person, specifically in a wheelchair. And as you're in there, I want you to go ahead and try and figure out how to get that item off that top shelf. And as you're doing that, I want you to go ahead and really think about the feeling that you're going through as of right now. Is it frustration? Is it maybe embarrassment? Or maybe even helplessness? I want you all to go ahead and open your eyes now. This is the issue on here that we are trying to solve for. Here at Helping Hands, we believe that everyone should have the basic needs to go ahead and have food.
Thank you so much, Jesus. Helping Hands, a unique engineering consultation firm that not only provides consultative services, but an array of products that are designed to assist disabled individuals, more specifically wheelchair users. Our services, and especially our products, are designed to give food pantries the equipment they need to be able to give their disabled patrons their independence and overall improve their experience in the food pantry itself. As a starter product, we have Arm Assist, an attachable wheelchair control device that gives the user the ability to reach object in a high shelf area. Now, with the Arm Assist, we have it extended vertically up and down through a linear actuator, and then we have a sliding platform on it, which extends horizontally forward and backwards. The claw itself is utilized with rubberized tips to ensure grip of the object, so the object doesn't fall on the user as well as a clamp-on mount for standardized wheelchairs to ensure ease of use and zero modifications. Now, with this Arm Assist, we allow the user to have greater independence in their daily task.
During our research, we found that there were roughly over 400 food pantries and distribution centers within the 3 counties that we were taking a look at in California. And there's plenty more within all of California. And so all of our early adopters here would be the food pantries and distribution centers. When we take a look at our business model, we're going to be working with our food pantries and distribution centers to really not only just have Arm Assist here within their pantries, but also to go ahead and help them secure funding through either grants, scholarships, or even just working with local corporate sponsors. When we were taking a look into our competitors out there, one of the things that we found very interesting is that there are some direct competitors here that have similar products. However, they're not really solving the same issue that we are. And so as a result, their products are a little bit flimsy. Their products on here aren't really solving to go ahead and get the actual item off of a top shelf. And their items on there aren't hands-free either. Another thing that we found as well was for our indirect competitors here that are offering services like Instacart, Amazon Fresh, and DoorDash, they actually pass that, there is a service fee and a delivery fee here that's passed on to the actual wheel-bound patron.
If receive funding from this competition, it presents us a valuable opportunity to be able to expand on the development and long-term sustainability of products such as Arm Assist. Now we currently have a prototype working right now with ArmAssist. So we're actually in the user testing and feedback, working collaboratively with California State University Fullerton Pantry System, working directly with wheelchair students to improve what they actually want and what they need, gathering that feedback to be able to make sure they have a much better experience in the pantry and not so much to rely on someone else, but to incorporate their independence and also volumize it.
So as we conclude today, one of the things on here that I want everyone to really reflect on is that feeling that you had at the very beginning of our presentation, whether it was frustration, embarrassment, or even helplessness of being that disabled person, right, trying to obtain food. And then I'm going to leave the judges here with a question and really something to go ahead and think about, right, as we conclude our presentation. And it's equality is giving everyone a shoe, but equity is giving everyone a shoe that fits. And here at Helping Hands, we believe that providing ArmAssist to our food pantries will go ahead and solve that issue. Tonight, you guys have the power to go ahead and do that. Thank you so much.
Hi, thank you for that. Can you tell us a little bit about your origin story? Like, how did you come to view this as an important problem to solve?
Yeah, I can kick it off. And some of the research on here that we initially did was really at our school at Cal State Fullerton. And both Andrew and Angeline went to visit a food pantry. And one of the things that that came up during our initial questions was who's struggling the most. Did you guys want to go ahead and take it from there?
So as far as from the experience that we gained with the coordinators at the California State University Pantry, wheelchair users struggle with just reachability. And so what we also learned too is that in the pantry itself, a lot of the more healthier options on higher shelves compared to the non-healthier options on lower shelves. So which we were taken back as well. We don't know why that is, but it is. And so when we ask the wheelchair users, exactly like, what is it that you struggle with? Sometimes, and it's not intentional, we spoke to the coordinators, sometimes they're actually overlooked, so they're not even acknowledged. And so the great need for like independence for them is like extremely important, so they're not so reliant on someone being there.
Thank you.
What percentage of the population struggles with this issue?
On our appendix slide on here, we pulled up that out of the 37 million that of people within the U.S. that have the low food security, about 1/5 of them struggle with this. They will be our folks with disabilities.
Sorry, not to sound like Shark Tank. The affordability. So your prototype costs what? I'm sorry, I didn't see the slides ahead of time. And then your ideal cost you'd like to get to. I guess this is what it is. So 340 to 281. Great, thanks.
A couple of questions. So for the grip assist, have you made a technical investment into gripping products with different sizes and shapes, form factors?
We're currently testing that right now as we're actively working with CSUF Food Pantry, and we noticed that we're currently not able to grip everything, but we are going to design it so that I can grab stuff like gallons of milk and then also cans that are on the shelves.
The other question I had is, you didn't do it in the pitch, but it was in the slides. The shelves are going to be a little bit narrower so that the product could be pushed forward for the ones that need help to grip it. Have you thought about the increase in labor costs for restocking if it's the shelves aren't fully stocked?
Oh, that's a good question. We would have to go ahead and take that back and really go ahead and take a look at that. But we believe that it would complement one of the other products that we do have, which would be the shelf solutions. And so that particular product in there would actually push those items towards the front.
For the ArmAssist, does it have to be a standardized way of like putting it onto a wheelchair, or is it built with the wheelchair included in the pricing model?
So it's standardized for standard wheelchairs. It's not universal to like all wheelchairs. More specifically, the users that we interacted with just have standard wheelchairs. So it's more emphasis again than just your basic wheelchair.
How do you plan to finance the R&D, the building of the prototype and the, the production?
Yeah, so a big portion on here of what we were taking a look at were the actual funds to go ahead and do it. And so during our use of funds on here, right, one of the things that we wanted to go ahead and do was the field testing piece of it, right, to really try and collect some data from it. And then once we actually get into selling these here to our food pantries, we would go ahead and utilize those funds to really perfect that on there.
Great, thank you so much. That's all the questions.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Next team, Power Pops. You guys look good on microphone. Are you going to be able to? I got it. Okay.
Thank you so much. And my name is Natalie Landis, and I'm studying international development, and these are Power Pops.
Think of it as an ice cream shop. Have paletas, which are popsicles, and bolas, or ice pops. I would go throughout the week thinking about what flavor I would get. Not waffle one, and yeah, that's what I would always get. But the seemingly small task of getting the ice pop brought my sister, my mom, and I closer together, and it brought me closer to my culture. So, like many others who immigrated to the United States, one of the things that I missed the most was the food. In university, I would have the privilege of conducting an honor scholars project exploring the lived realities of those facing low food here in San Diego. The women that I interviewed, all of whom were immigrants, expressed how hard it was to stay healthy with the overabundance of starchy foods at food banks. They also shared how the money that they saved on food that the food bank gave them, they used to buy culturally significant food for them. On top of this, I saw a huge problem: the need for iron accessibility. If you have low food security, your room is twice as likely to be iron deficient. If you have low iron, you might have ice cream or pica, an anemia symptom. And if you're pregnant, nausea makes it even harder to reach your recommended iron needs. So why not iron pills? Food banks are not allowed to give out supplements like iron pills, nor can you purchase these supplements with SNAP or WIC.
So what's the big deal with iron anyway? Well, iron is an essential mineral that's needed in high amounts for women and girls. For menstruating women, the recommended daily intake is 18 milligrams. And for pregnant women, that's 27 milligrams. That's a lot of iron, and I'm sure there's a lot of people in the audience who have struggled to reach this RDA. I know I have. And when you have low iron, you're at risk for anemia.
Lower birth weight for your baby. Even worse, it means higher rates of maternal and infant death.
With all these things considered, it's clear that we need a fun and satisfying form of iron, and we have the solution: Power Pops. We use 100% compostable packaging, and every pop contains 5 milligrams of iron, which is roughly equivalent to that found in an 8-ounce steak. And the health food market is on the rise with a projected compounded annual growth rate of 10% over the next 5 years. Looking at our competitors, there are a few products on the market that offer iron fortification, like water sachets and breakfast cereals, but Power Pops are different. We look through the lens of cultural significance, as our pops are similar to those found in paleterias across the border region. We also use sustainable packaging and are non-starchy, and above all, we appeal to those with anemia because they have ice cravings. We are a social enterprise, and there are so many people that could benefit from Power Pops. Whether you're like me and you have an injury, or you're a woman or girl on their period, or you're an athlete, the added boost of iron found in every Power Pop will help you on your daily routine. And our revenue stream will come through placements at grocery stores and community marketplaces. And through our 1-to-1 ratio, for every 1 Power Pop sold, a Power Pop will be donated to a woman in need through food banks and local health clinics.
We're looking for $2,000 for FDA compliance and $15,000 to scale up production and R&D to create our first 10,000 units. We have found support through professional feedback from dietitians to OBGYNs and a registered nurse who have given us great feedback and support the development of our product. Now, it may not be Tuesday, but any day is a good day for a sweet treat. So judges, you're in luck because today you get to try a Power Pop and iron up with us. I can.
Thank you. Let's jump into some Q&A.
Your mic not be working.
It might have come back. I think, yeah. Thanks.
Interesting topic because I actually just came from an iron fusion. I was
Oh.
anemic, so this is very, very potent. Why pineapple?
Well, when I was thinking about what flavors would be best, I was thinking that pineapple, it's really, really sweet. And also for rescuing foods, the best fruits would be those that are about to go bad. And that's like the perfect rightness and sweetness for the paletas.
Does it have the iron already? Is it just a high iron content?
We added ferrous sulfate in.
Oh, okay.
It's food grade. Yeah.
And as you know, sometimes it's the absorption. So the vitamin C is like a built-in absorption tool.
Yes.
Very cool.
How easy is it for food banks to have a frozen item?
So that's something that we're working on and something that we're gonna be working through with our R&D, getting our product shelf stable through pasteurization and our heat sealing. So right now we're working through that, but that is something that we've considered. But a lot of food banks do also have, or churches have freezers. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Is your packaging, is it packaged in how many? Like for retail sale, right?
So we would sell in a box of 8.
8, okay.
And yeah, so
And the cost for
the cost, we're trying to be competitive at $1 per pop or $1.25. So anywhere between $8 and $10 per box. Okay, thank you.
My question is, working at stores, there's a lot of customers that are allergic on pineapple. Are you guys thinking about different flavors?
Yeah, we were thinking about strawberry, and then from there we can expand to a lot of different fruits. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Take one for coffee. The timer will start.
Spoi is a regenerative mushroom farm that will not only feed the community, but also train the next generation of farmers. The problem we're facing is that within the next decade, a third of our farmers will be retiring. And by 2050, the country has to produce 70% more food. However, we're wasting somewhere between 30 to 40% of our total food supply, and agriculture is actually in decline. The U.S. Senate Special Committee on Aging has declared that there's a demand for increased innovation in agriculture, and that's where we're going from regular farming to urban farming.
So why are we the team to deliver this innovation? Well, first, we all care about our communities and our planet here. But then also, I have a background in business administration. I'm actually an SDSU alumni, and this is my third social venture. And the second one focusing exclusively on food security. The first one was actually founded here in the Zip Launchpad. Shout out to Kathy and the whole team.
My name is Diana. My background is in economics and political science.
And we also have Jay on the team. He's already running a sustainable urban farm in Stuttgart, Germany, and he also dedicated his academic career to researching this topic.
So our solution is based on the circular economy, which aims to minimize input through recycling or reusing material and maximize output and economic growth.
So today we're going to take you through the whole circle from how we collect coffee grounds and how we do our magic to produce non-magic gourmet mushrooms and how we sell them in our revenue model and use some of these proceeds to feed our community and train the next generation. So this is our process. It all starts with a coffee, or should I say 400 million coffee cups that are served every day in the US. Here in the second picture, you can see us collecting coffee grounds in our pilot project at Miramar College. This is the local Starbucks, sorry. We collected hundreds of pounds of coffee grounds and produced over 100 pounds of gourmet mushrooms. Here you can see the process. The white stuff is basically the mushroom eating or feasting on the brown stuff, the coffee grounds, which leaves us with a high value, highly nutritious product, oyster mushrooms. Why oyster mushrooms? The US market of oyster mushrooms is over $3 billion big. It's going to double in less than 5 years to almost 7 billion. Us capturing 1%, just 1% of the California market as of today, leads to almost $500,000 in annual revenue.
Our direct competitors are all offering mushrooms, but they're not all located in San Diego. They're not mitigating the environmental impact, and they're not taking a waste product and giving it a second and sometimes third life.
So our early adopters or beachhead is definitely B2B, while we will expand to B2C. On the right, you see Giacomo. He's the owner of the Milano 5 Group, a high-end Italian restaurant chain here in San Diego, actually also SDSU alumni. And him and other restaurant owners and chefs, they really care about sourcing locally and sustainably. On the other side, for a little bit higher volume, smaller margins, we have supermarkets or farmers markets like Sprout, or local distributors like Specialty Produce.
Feed a person for a day, they eat once. Teach them how to farm, they eat forever. Our solution isn't just about strengthening food security through accessibility. It's about teaching people how to achieve a healthy diet, how to incorporate healthy ingredients, how to grow these foods, and possibly how to make money from them.
So I'm actually delighted to announce these key partnerships we have secured to pull this off. So it all starts with the coffee, as you know. We collect the coffee grounds at Talitha's cold brew production, conveniently located just 2 blocks away from the soap factory. The soap factory is an event location at night, and during the day, they already offer urban farming classes a few weeks out of the year. So we can put our retrofit shipping containers there and produce our beautiful, wonderful mushrooms, sell them to people like Giacomo or Patrick at Specialty Produce, or after today to our partners at Sprouts.
And then we lean into the community and amplify the existing program at the Soap Factory, collaborate with the Rec Innovation Lab and Cook Academy, which teaches people how to start a home cooking business and set them up with the MECO license, which allows them to legally sell. And Kitchens for Good as well, which offers a free commercial cooking space for those who need it. And then we can reach up to 1,000 people in just 1 year. We offer improved health, education, sustainable practices, resilience against climate change, and economic growth.
And you might say, wow, 1,000 people in 1 year. Well, we're also going to generate $100,000 to $200,000 in revenue, save thousands and thousands, 50,000 pounds of coffee waste, water, and CO2. And how we're going to do this is with your help, because we have done our research. We ran the numbers over and over again. We ran our pilot successfully multiple times. So we'll use the funds of today. 10,000 of these will go to purchasing an old shipping container, retrofitting it, and another 5,000 for marketing, outreach, packaging, everything to get our mushrooms out there and actually have an impact on our community and the security of our food.
So help us go from coffee grounds to community growth at SBOY. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So in terms of the mushroom production, are you doing it yourselves, or are you outsourcing to a partner?
So I think we would start doing it ourselves, and then we will. So we build at the soap factory. We will build the shipping containers, and we'll run the farm. So the farm will be owned by us, and we'll first do the manual labor, and then train people to
And we currently prepare them ourselves. So we collect the coffee, we mix it with the spore, and we have a growing tent at Miramar College.
And how do you maintain the consistency and quality?
Yes, so we have the plans for retrofitting the shipping containers. This is not a completely new idea. We have partners in the UK that are already running farms out of shipping containers. So they don't need much, the mushrooms. They barely need any light, like a little bit of LED light, and then they need fresh oxygen and humidity. So we'll put a humidifier in there and make sure the air circulates through, and the mushrooms just feast on the coffee grounds and do the rest.
Can you, building on that just a little bit, obviously in today's world, there's so much on food safety and so many recalls going on. Because you're touching and reclaiming the coffee grounds, do you have any concerns about food safety through this process? Maybe just give me a few seconds on that.
It's a great question, and we ask officials that. So there's 2 things that help us. First is that it's going to be brewed, the coffee, from the companies. And then in this situation, we have the Talitha. So they're doing their cold brew production there. It's not like they're everyday espresso cups going, and then there might be a bigger risk of contamination. And also, we're not 100% sure if we need to do this, but we could also, how do you say that? What the girl said, you see
Pasteurization. So we have
pasteurization.
talked to another team doing it in Portugal, and they did eventually get a pasteurization machine. There are ways to avoid it to mitigate the environmental impact.
When you pick up the coffee grinds, is that company paying you to pick them up, or?
They're not
No,
paying us
it's
yet.
a waste product. Actually, any Starbucks gives them away for free. We spoke to the head of the kitchen at Miramar College because he was the authority that had to give us permission to take them, but they're kind enough to keep them in a storage bin in the refrigerated room, and we just pick them up and take them.
Yeah, and I think this is actually part of the magic, because our competition needs to buy soil to grow mushrooms, and we get the resource completely free, and we turn it into a high volume, highly nutritious product.
Any risk of the coffee companies charging you to take the feedstock?
So far, they're super happy to get rid of it. Like Diana
Okay.
said, Starbucks already puts it out. They don't have to care about recycling. Plus, we give them a little sticker they can put on their business, and they say, "Oh."
Interesting idea. You both seem super knowledgeable about this space. What's your background?
So my background is business, and I really care about social change and sustainable entrepreneurship. So I had 2 startups before dealing with similar issues, and I have a business background, so I also care about ideas.
And my background's more on the social side. I grew up between here and Tijuana, so I grew up around a lot of food security problems, and I was always trying to ask myself what can be done so that healthy food is accessible to the people who need it. A Mexican diet is actually a really well-balanced, healthy diet, but for some reason, we are the group of people who struggle the most, almost, with obesity and chronic disease, diabetes, heart disease, and so it's a topic I'm super passionate about.
Since the coffee grounds are currently a waste product, what's happening to them now when they're being disposed of, and how much do you imagine diverting from wherever it's going?
I can talk on that. So right now, we would hope they go to the recycling. A lot of it, about like 70 to 80%, actually goes into landfill because it's more complicated to, And the other question was?
That's why they're trying to get rid of it. Bird Rock Coffee, for example, tries to give it to local farmers, but they can't get rid of all of it. Coffee Cycle in Pacific Beach, which we also collect from, they try to get their customers to take it if they want, but it's a huge bucket of coffee and people are a little bit intimidated by that. They don't know what to do with it.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
I actually have a dinner reservation at Ambrosio 15 tonight. I'll order mushrooms.
Food insecurity has a huge impact on the health and academic performance of college students. Despite there being existing programs intended to help with this issue, resources are often underutilized due to a lack of awareness of free food around campus.
I experienced food insecurity firsthand when I went through a period of homelessness as a college student. I didn't know where I was going to sleep, where my next meal was coming from, or when my situation would end. I struggled to maintain my basic needs, which forced me to completely abandon my education. But I'm not alone. Roughly 80% of food insecure students do not complete their college degrees. 79% of food insecure students don't use their campus food pantry because they feel a sense of stigma. And roughly 3.8 million undergraduates experience food insecurity each year in the US. Today, we begin to solve this problem. My name is Daniel Self, and I'm a computer engineering undergraduate here at San Diego State.
And my name is Gavin Bartow. I am also a student here at San Diego State, currently pursuing my MBA. Our solution to tackling food insecurity is a free app open to all students, giving them access and awareness to free food, as well as discounts to food around campus.
Introducing Second Course. We are an app that is extremely accessible for hungry students on campus. Our app notifies students of free and leftover food from on-campus resources, as well as clubs and events. Hungry students, especially food insecure students, have trouble finding a free or low-cost meal when it works for them. By connecting students to free food from clubs and events, Second Course is cultivating a new and convenient resource unassociated with stigma. Positive side effects include a reduction of food waste on campus and more student involvement with clubs and organizations.
In addition to free food, we will notify students of local restaurant discounts, as well as a rewards program to earn discounts via meeting attendance. Meeting hosts have the ability to offer QR codes to attendees, which will increase the Second Course progress bar, leading to rewards and discounts at participating locations. Our total market includes all public university students in the US. Our serviceable market consists of public SoCal University students, with our target market being the student body here at San Diego State.
We are proud to announce that we are currently working with SDSU Dining Services to create a new alert system for leftovers, allowing SDSU students to be our early adopter. Our business model revolves around a discount partnering system and a monthly advertising subscription for local and chain restaurants. Local restaurants can post redeemable discounts, while chain restaurants can subscribe to run promotions. For discounts, Second Course will take a 10% cut of the total sale, while our advertising subscription will start at $50 a month.
Here we have a map of 100 restaurants within 1.5 miles of SDSU. If we were to engage with 30 of these restaurants, we predict that around 20 will favor the subscription model, with the remaining 10 using the discount model. Based on these predictions, we conservatively estimate a revenue of over $50,000 in our pilot year for the SDSU area alone.
We did a case study at SDSU and found that existing solutions to this problem still have gaps in their ability to serve college students directly. Local food pantries often distribute at inconvenient times or require transportation. Second Course notifies students of food resources throughout their day, allowing them to secure a meal when it works best for them.
With your help today, we will implement Second Course in 3 distinct phases. Our first phase is initial app development. Next, we will focus on growth across San Diego campuses. And finally, we will test new funding methods while expanding towards our full market potential.
Second Course will positively impact millions of students, increasing student engagement, limiting food waste, expanding accessibility, reducing social barriers, and ultimately empowering greater academic success. Together, we can tackle problems of food security for every college student, helping them embrace their true potential.
Thank you.
Hello. I had a question about your part for the clubs putting leftovers. For a lot of clubs, it's a hassle to post leftovers if they only have like a little bit. How would you convince clubs to like take the effort and post that for everyone?
Sure. I think that a lot of clubs, despite not having a whole lot of food that they can offer at first, the fact that they'll be able to offer a reward for students for attending will increase their engagement with students, increase their attendance, and allow them to be a little more active on campus. So we think that's our strongest way to get clubs on board.
How much leftover food is there on this campus a year?
So it's tough to quantify exactly how much. We have worked with dining services to figure out exactly a way that we can deal with it. So previously they did have a text message alert system in place for leftover food. So it was significant enough for them to warrant having a system in the first place. However, there was limited awareness of this program and COVID came around and completely wiped it away. So our new system will tackle the same issue, but be a little more robust and built to last so that it doesn't go away.
Have you shared this concept with food insecure students on campus? And if so, what feedback have you received?
We have talked to other students on campus, and we know that a lot of students want something that is easy and convenient. I know from my personal experience with food insecurity and homelessness, I didn't always feel like I wanted to go to the food pantry and have that reminder of the tough situation I was in. So we know after talking to other students as well that something that levels the playing field and is accessible by every student would really reduce the stigma associated with it and make it easier for people to get through that tough time.
Thank you.
Just to add on that, first of all, thank you for sharing your personal story and your humility with that. It's very, very much appreciated. In terms of like, is this just kind of an honor system thing? Because I know you can't just for HIPAA and every other reason, you can't say, wait, you don't qualify for this. And then how do you manage and navigate those that really truly are food insecure from maybe just a bunch of hungry college kids who can certainly afford to go buy it, but shouldn't be, right? If there's only so
Right.
much that you want to make sure it goes to those that are in need.
Yeah, thank you for that. So we are actually trying to attack food security from the angle of accessibility. So we actually want it to be accessible for as many students as possible. And we want to avoid having some sort of verification or like income-based requirement to be a part of it, because we think that there are existing resources for that already, but we want to be something new that eliminates that barrier at all. And we want it to be as accessible as possible. So every college student and hopefully, you know, faculty and other campus members as well can access this program.
For a lot of restaurants, they only really discount food if it's at the end of the day when they close up shop and they have to throw that food away. How do you, and then that kind of contradicts with like a lot of student schedules where they mostly take classes before when a lot of restaurants close. How do you kind of like put those two together and like make sure that they align?
Sure, thank you for that question. We think that because we have multiple different avenues of getting food to students, that students won't have to rely specifically on the leftovers part of it. So we'll have the reward system for attending events and having discounts available to students. So our platform will act as a hub for a way for students to get free and leftover food and discounts to food in general. So it's if there's something not available for them right then, they will have an additional resource available to them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next team, Grown Home. And again, audience, keep in mind that you will be doing an audience vote at the end, and there's 8 presentations.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Marie, and this is my dad, Eddie Zaurovo. We are here because we believe food should bring people together, and we have an idea we would love to share with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Mary. That was amazing. I worked my way up the corporate ladder from a marketing specialist all the way to the head of data science. But even though I was solving complicated problems, I don't feel I was solving problems to people that really mattered. So I gave up my career in tech to really give back to the community. And so my idea was to come up with the best line of tortillas, 5 different types of corn. But then when I tried getting in supermarkets, I realized that there was an even bigger problem, and that's supermarkets work with a few distributors, and if you can't meet scale, then it leaves small entrepreneurs like me out of the picture. So I joined the Miramar incubator, and I realized that there were a lot of entrepreneurs like Spoy, like Power Pop, that were having these same issues. So then Marie had a wonderful idea. What's your idea, Ben?
Why can we make an app to sell food with our neighbors?
So obvious, isn't it? So so that got me like into the whole thinking about food, and we make we make the U.S.'s food. We feed Asia, we feed Europe, but there's still 4 million people starving in California. So yeah. So to zoom in on San Diego, you see these zip codes over here, the ones in dark green. 1 out of 2 people there face food insecurity. But the crazy thing there is that those are the same places that grow the food. How does that make sense? Why is the food not connecting with the people? So that's where Marie's idea.
Why can we make an app to sell food without labels?
Obviously, right? So scarcity isn't an issue, it's connection. And that's where Marie's idea became my passion. So Homegrown is a free digital app that connects small entrepreneurs with people looking for what we got.
Can I put my lemonade stand on it?
Of course, my love. So see Marie's lemonade, she puts her lemonade stand, you see the inventory, and you could connect with her immediately. So this is for Makos. Who here grows food? Who here loves to cook? Well, Grown Home is for you guys too. So it's for small farmers, backyard gardeners, home cooks, food artisans, people that work in Mako. It's for families like mine that like to eat local, that like to eat healthy, that like to give back to the community. So the market opportunity, if we get 1% of California, we would be looking to make $5 million. The early traction is that we've been working with a bunch of brands that I've met with a bunch of Makos, and they want in. Also working with Till, which you'll see later. There's a bunch of coffee shops and things that would be more than happy to host these local products. So what does this mean? This means greater food access, a reduction in environmental food miles, and most importantly is that we inspire all these small entrepreneurs like myself to really reach their target market. So my team, Till is actually my first product. He's gonna have his mushrooms on Grown Home. We have Sandeep, who's a childhood best friend of mine, and he's a Google engineer, so he's helping me on the back end. And then we have Frank, he's the commanding officer of special forces. He's led thousands of people, and he's helping me with logistics and operation. So there's similar things like this, but not exactly like what we offer. What my mom always told me is if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense, and we're making it make sense. So our revenue goes up when our entrepreneurs go up. So when they start scaling and they need more advanced tool like advanced analytics, like ads, we got them. In 3 years, we project over $5 million in revenue, and that's just in California. What we plan to use with the funds is to finish developing the app and do some marketing outreach. So Marie, what was your idea again?
Why can we make an app to sell food without labels?
Right, because when our neighbors connect and our entrepreneurs connect, say it with me, guys, everyone eats.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was great. Thank you. Can you talk a little bit about, I have no idea in terms of regulations of who can sell what, where. So like what restrictions, if any, exist that you have to be mindful of?
Well, we're using kind of the Etsy model, meaning that all cottage and Makos they're responsible.
What's a Mako, by the way? I don't.
A Mako, it's kind of like when someone runs a restaurant out of their home, and you could do that legally in California.
Okay, thank you.
So that's determined by them, and we will have like advisories and permits and we will also post whether they have those permits or not.
Great, thank you.
Marie, thank you. Love your shoes and love your friend. Fabulous. And your dress. Quick question. I don't know if you said you were piloting it or you've started
Yeah, we
using
started
it?
building already, and we already have several producers already signed up.
Are you pleased with sell-through that you have on stuff, or you're not selling
Excuse me?
through sell-through? Are you
No,
selling on it yet, or you're
it's not live yet.
not?
We need the funds to really finish it.
Okay, fantastic. In your portfolio categories, just anything anybody wants to
Anything, like
sell?
if you guys grow avocados, please sign up. If you guys grow oranges, if you guys make tamales, please.
If you grow
Who says-
avocados, can you hook up with one of our Sprouts
Yeah.
people, please? Thank you.
So,
How did you come up with the current pricing model for the subscription?
well, I'm a numbers guy, and just that's kind of like what I dealt with. And I know when companies grow, they need analytics because they need to know where their clients are coming from, what's selling, and also logistics like inventory, keeping track of that. So I know when entrepreneurs grow, they're going to need those things. So and I'm there for them. We're there for them.
And then other quick question, have you thought about how do you control quality, right? So a seller.
Oh, we have a rating system. So if you give the vendor, they give you some bad tamales, you make sure you give them a 0 star.
Okay.
Hello. So for a lot of these businesses that you're going to work with, they're pretty small. Who's going to be handling like the transportation and distribution when you're working with like pretty small clients?
Well, yeah, it's very hyper local. So what this is meant is for someone that's really down the street, maybe a mile down. So we let the buyer and the seller organize that, and we have options. So some will make themselves available for delivery, some are pickup. So that's really between the buyer and the seller. We're just making the connection.
So there are fewer producers than there are the consumers, right? So how do you reach the consumers?
Well, we have several through online marketing, which I've been doing for 15 years, and also by like outreach, going to local farmers markets and making everyone aware through that. And also through our producer networks, because they're going to tell everyone that they're on our product and they could buy it for free, and it's free to them. So
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Okay. How many teams do we have left? Erica? 3. Okay. 3 more. Native Roots, take it away.
Hi, we are Native Roots, and today we will embrace Native tradition with modern solutions. My name is Paul. I'm a 4th-year business entrepreneurship student, and I'm the co-founder of Native Roots.
Hi, I'm Pui Linton, 4th-year business entrepreneurship major. I'm also the other co-founder of Native Roots, and I'm an enrolled tribal member of the Ipai Nation of San Isabel, where I currently live. So, why are we fit to talk about this? Well, Cal State San Marcos leads in many Native American programs and partnerships. We have a Native American Advisory Council, we have a full-time tribal liaison, and we have the most Native American students per capita. Also, we are in the heart of Indian country.
Through Native Roots, we're going to be able to solve 2 problems. First of all, we can see that over 92% of Native Americans suffer from a lack of food security. Let me repeat that. 92% of Native Americans suffer from a lack of food security. That's at 2 to 3 times the rate of the average American. Additionally, we can see that over 50% of Native tradition and values have been lost over the last 50 years.
So Native Roots solution for food security. We'll create a mobile app tailored to individual tribes and reservations. And through this app, individuals can take pictures of plants to identify them and see if they're edible, kind of like you see on the screen with elderberry.
Our solution for lost Native tradition is incorporating different resources like a Native cookbook, which you can see on the left-hand side, utilizes that elderberry and something like a tea, resources for community gardens, as well as we will be able to defend cultural practices by providing songs that are common in Native American communities when harvesting or preparing different foods. Through this, we can also offer Native American language. We will also have a ton of benefits through this. Just 4 of them is going to be that we're going to be able to improve food security, we will preserve Native tradition, create self-sufficient communities, and promote environmental sustainability.
So in California, we have the most Native American federally recognized tribes with 121 reservations. We have nearly 600 federally recognized tribes throughout the whole US. So there are 3 major trends which we have found within Native American communities. 1 is reclaiming traditional Native food systems. 2 is community gardening and tradition. And 3 is sustainability.
For our early adopters, we've identified 4 different groups. First, we have health organizations like Indian Health Services, Native American reservations such as Rincon, tribal schools and educators such as All Tribes American Indian Charter School, as well as nonprofits and environmental groups such as Climate Science Alliance. Climate Science Alliance ensures self-sufficient communities in a changing climate, and All Tribes American Indian Charter School educates our Native youth.
So our business model, we'll collect revenues via a subscription fee for every reservation. Also, we will have advertisements, and through different reservations cultural resource departments, they can use grants to help us with the tailoring process. Also, there will be a low expense to us due to outsourcing and private labeling via other applications like iNaturalist.
For our competitive analysis, we've identified 2 other applications like iNaturalist and PlantSnap that do something similar. However, we differentiate in one main category. That is the implementation of Native American custom and tradition. Through this, like I said, we offer Native American language as well as a cookbook. Through this, we make a huge social impact among these Native American communities. First, we increase food security through creating self-sufficient communities, preserve Native tradition by offering our different resources, empower Native youth through educational programs, which in turn, again, creates self-sufficient communities and promotes environmental sustainability.
So we've already started making partnerships with Climate Science Alliance, Rincon, and Cal State San Marcos. Climate Science Alliance will help us with application development. Rincon will be our prospective first client and adopter, and Cal State San Marcos has helped us to collaborate with Indelicious, a Native American food education program, and Southern California Tribal Chairmen's Association, which helps Native American communities with education and cultural practices.
Other milestones include our website and social media.
So with your help today, we'll use majority of the funds for app development. We use $4,000 for community engagement. We'd use $2,000 for research and content development, and an additional $2,000 for operational costs. So as we've discussed, there are 2 major problems within Native American communities. One is the lack of food security, and 2 is the loss of Native traditions. And through Native Roots, we can solve both of those issues. We are gaining traction, and we appreciate Sprouts and SDSU for this social venture challenge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It seems clear how the Native traditions would be preserved using the app, but where is the food security impact, at scale being had through the app?
So you're asking basically how our app is going to improve food security,
That's right.
essentially. Yeah, so our app is basically going to be able to scan and identify these plants, right? So let's say you're out in your backyard and you see a plant and you say, hey, what kind of plant is this? You can take this application, you can scan it. It'll give you a breakdown like the slide before. Let's see here. It'll give you a breakdown of that plant and how you can use it. So here we see it utilized in a tea blend. This will be able to create food security because on traditional native lands, there's tons of resources available. However, they're not utilized properly, or there's not the knowledge on how to utilize them. So this is creating the knowledge and the education on how to utilize these plants and resources.
Also, these native plants will be incorporated in that community garden, which can be enjoyed by the whole community.
Hello. So for the part that you said, like where the app development is coming from, you said you were going to outsource it to companies like iNaturalist that already has these databases. What's stopping them from adding like some of these aspects and adding some of this information rather than going through you guys, which in a way would be a third party?
So as I've mentioned, we've already started partnering, and we've actually met with a lot of Native American tribes. And we have a lot of connections that we've already been forming. And so a lot of them are already okay with us because we have a Native American representative, and they're willing to pass those traditions through us to give it to the business.
There's a huge barrier when it comes to just receiving the information. So for example, Native American language, the great thing about this is like nowadays AI is a huge thing that can't be reiterated by AI. It can't be copied because that information is not available on something like Google. It's something that you have to access through the cultural resource departments. And if you don't have a valuable tie or can create a better community for them, then there's no room for them to work with you basically.
In terms of revenues, who will be advertising on the app?
Sorry, what was the question? Who will be advertising? Yeah, so I guess it would be similar to something like Google Ads. We'll create ads that are available for people to just sell their product or service. I would primarily focus on social impact companies. So companies such as the ones that presented before, they all have great ideas, and I would love to advertise them on an app like ours.
This might be a really naive question or coming from someone who's older as well. Do you have any concerns about access to the technology to actually use the app by folks on the reservations?
Can you repeat the question?
The users that you are targeting, does everybody use and have access to technology, smartphones?
Yeah. So far from what we've seen, yes. It's not necessarily always like an Apple product. It could be other products, but there's always some sort of smartphone or smart device that is accessible, at least in this area from our research so far. That could differ in a different area, but so far, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, mobile education.
Hello, everyone. Today we'll be talking to you about the Mobile Education Kitchen. But first, my name is Vincent Musante. I'm joined on stage by Shani Parker, and our other teammate is Alexis Root. The problem that we are focusing on is the fact that food insecurity goes beyond having access to food, but it also encompasses the ability to eat and prepare foods that meet an individual's dietary needs. Our target market are people who get the majority of their food from a charitable food source. It is already so difficult to eat healthy when you choose your foods, and so much more difficult for those who get the majority of their foods from a food pantry. So why now? Well, according to the CDC, 1 in 2 US adults will be obese by the year 2030. And with that, the amount of people with diabetes will triple by the year 2060. This disproportionately affects those who are already food insecure, with a 61% increased chance of becoming obese compared to those food insecure adults. It's our goal to provide the tools to navigate educational and resource-related barriers to nutritious eating, and then in turn, reduce the risk of diet-related diseases. The Mobile Education Kitchen is a portable learning center that tackles the issue of food insecurity by focusing on 2 pillars: nutrition education and cooking preparation. Our workshops will focus on more hands-on learning and demonstration-based activities. While there are plenty of resources online to learn about nutrition, what makes us unique is that we bring the food to your communities, and at the same time, you could see how it's prepared. We've already reached out to the organization Food Finders, which is a nonprofit that takes surplus produce from places like Sprouts and delivers them to places of food insecurity like homeless shelters. In addition to working with Food Finders and their in-person pop-ups, we also envision the Mobile Education Kitchen taking place in places like homeless shelters, schools, and companies.
So as Vincent mentioned, there are already many organizations that are doing the vital work of getting the surplus food and distributing them to those in need, but we are here to take it a bit further. So we are planning a series of events that are designed to educate, empower, and build a sense of community among people. So our first event is a collaborative event with local influencers and chefs. Here, we are not just trying to teach people how to cook food, but we are here to teach them the nutritional value behind the food they have access to. Moving on to our next event, we have a storytelling and open mic. Our main goal here is to reduce the stigma behind using food assistant programs. So when people share their personal stories, they get a community of support. These are just examples of 2 events that we're planning, but trust me, there are many more. And most importantly, all these events are free of cost to people of low income. And moving on to our funding, so all the events that you see on your left-hand side are free of cost, but to fund these events, we have our robust service-based model. So our first thing in our service-based model is partnership with food finders and other local banks and food pantries. And here our main idea is to have an on-site demonstration directly at the distribution sites. Moving on to our next plan, we are having discussions with corporates and schools to sell them our workshops and programs specially focused on nutrition and nutritional wellness. Our next thing, we also have our trailer. We are trying to use our trailer as a walking billboard and generate revenue through advertisement. And when the trailer is not in use, we are planning to rent it out for private events or corporate events. Moving on to our implementation, we are thrilled to announce that we are planning to launch our pilot program with the Food Finders community market event coming up in April. And the primary use of funds from this competition is to purchase the trailer. And This community market event is going to give us an opportunity to test out our program in a real world environment, get feedback, and see how people interact with our programs. And then strategically, we'll launch our future events and expand our reach.
In conclusion, we believe that through the Mobile Education Kitchen, we can increase nutritional awareness through our engaging events and create habits that lead to a long and fruitful life. Thank you.
There's another mic.
Thank you so much. Can you talk a little bit about your pathways to scale? So how would you provide this to communities beyond the local one?
So our main target is also partnering with food banks and organizations like Food Finder. So we are planning to leverage their network as well to reach a broader audience.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the pricing that you've come up with for these different things and inputs that you got to figure out if that's how feasible that is?
How feasible the pricing is relative to the expenses or just what the events we put on?
Well, I mean, you can talk about this separately, but I was thinking more of what you thought you could bring in from different events.
So we have a pay what you can workshop where people are allowed to pay whatever they can or nothing. This is our first model. Moving on to our corporate and school-based wellness.
Wait, I'm sorry. You mentioned these and these are great. I'm just wondering, did you get any feedback? Like what was the input to come up with some of these pricing, these revenue amounts and, the feasibility of being able to get this money from these different organizations?
Right. And our whole goal is centered around charging people who can pay so that we can provide the service for folks who can't pay. So obviously the charging will depend on the service we provide for specific corporations or if we're partnering with a school district. But in terms of the feedback, we had reached out to food finders and got an idea for what they would think would be a reasonable thing to charge. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So in terms of the labor on the cost slide, it looks like just the dietitian. Is that the person going to be providing the demo? And then what about the compensation for the rest of the team?
So in terms of the labor, we're looking at a registered dietitian to be the person that's putting on the physical demonstrations. And we're hoping that the rest would be volunteers who are helping out in terms of like setting up stuff and doing stuff and engaging with the community. But in terms of like the actual labor of cooking the meals and putting on the demonstrations, that's the registered dietitian.
All right, thank you so much. Yes.
All right, this is our final team, and can't wait.
Everybody eats, and what you eat matters. Food security isn't simply eating, it's having the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals that you need to be healthy. Without these building blocks, you are nutrient deficient and your body starts to break down. There are organizations that are working to combat this, but it's not enough. Current ready-to-eat meal options are laden with calories, but they do not have the necessary nutrients. Having worked in senior care, I have seen what can happen to somebody when they have gone through a lifetime without the appropriate nutrients. It is debilitating and it cannot be undone. Many of these symptoms are silent. They come on quickly and you suffer with things like bone thinning and heart disease.
My name is Jessie. I'm a nutrition coach and I've started my own nutrition education business. This is Stacy Lair. She's been a chef for over 25 years and she also has experience transforming a boutique bone broth company into a multi-million-dollar acquisition. We've partnered together in developing a successful product already for my thesis project, and we've also developed the solution together. The solution is a nutrient-dense meal replacement shake. It is called the solution because when you add water to our solute, you get literally a solution. Did I mention we're science nerds? It is nutrient-dense, complete meal replacement. So it's full of protein, carbohydrates, fiber, healthy fats, and all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. It is easy on digestion, it's lightweight and portable, and most importantly, it's delicious.
We have a unique opportunity here to feed 2.3 billion people suffering with food security issues. In fact, 8.8 billion of them are right here in California. More to the point, over 800,000 are our friends, neighbors, and family members in San Diego. And these are the people we need to feed first.
We're selling directly, we're operating on a business to business model, selling directly to the organizations that have allocated funding to serve the people that are experiencing low food security. So we projected in our first year selling to only 25% of the customers of 3 food pantries in the San Diego area, projected a revenue of over 1.3 million in our first year. So imagine what we could do if we get the federal certification that would allow us to sell to institutions like schools and the military.
Unlike the competition such as Plumpy Nut, Ensure, and Boost, Vital Tidal is easy to absorb nutrients. It is free of all major allergens. And with a low water content, you have an extended shelf life and a smaller storage space. Our easy to transport packet, grab it, go, and you've got fun flavors like tropical punch, horchata, and chai spice.
We have already the formulation. We've tested it during a sensory evaluation, and we have refined the flavor. We have talked to Lucky Duck Foundation. They're really excited to work with us once we have everything ready to go. We need some safety testing. We need shelf life testing. Beyond combating immediate hunger, we're also addressing the serious health consequences that come with nutrient deficiencies. Our first year, we project to provide over 380,000 meals to San Diegans.
With your help today, we can extend our shelf life and safety testing. We can move into marketing to ensure that we find the people who need us most, and we can work on federal regulatory compliance to move to a global level. So please, join us in our fight against food security issues, because here at Vital Tidal, everybody eats.
So thanks for the presentation. So currently is Inshore, Plumpy Nut, and Kate Farms available in food pantries?
Ensure is available in food pantries as well as Boost. Plumpy Nut tends to move on a global level and works with larger aid organizations. And then Kate Farms is quite frankly unaffordable.
So in other words, these type of target customer distribution sites are open to, say, food bars of food, as opposed to fresh whole
powdered
food.
packet.
Right.
Yeah, so
As
it's a
opposed
powdered
to fresh
packet that
food.
you just add to water. And the companies that we have been fortunate enough to speak with, we're very excited about the shelf life and storage capacity.
Hi, you mentioned a lot of things that are in that little packet. And so what does that cost to make?
Yeah, so the cost of goods is $1.22 per serving, and then we factored in a markup of 287% for additional costs that we project to have, like manufacturing, shipping, that sort of thing.
I would like to point out that our cost of goods is what is available to us on the public market and not in the bulk market.
You want to go to the slide that shows the prices, yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty comparable pricing.
Retail?
Retail, yes.
So what's the unique value proposition? Is it in the formulation? Is there something like better absorption? Like what's the differentiator?
Yeah, great question. So it's lightweight and it's portable. If you compare this to a cumbersome bottle like Ensure, the storage capacity is a lot better here and the shelf life, it's going to last a lot longer. So Stacy, you want to share what we talked about?
Yeah, so when we did speak with Lucky Duck, they actually told us that they were very excited about the opportunity because they are already providing water to people and they need to go into areas under bridges, into fields, and actually hike and haul all of this stuff in. And it was a very exciting proposition. And with our ability to be more nutrient available, the food is just more food.
And that's another reason we're super excited to get the federal certification, which we need funding for so that we can market to like the military, for example, because it's super portable. It would be perfect for the military.
Related to the custom retail packaging, how many do you plan on selling? Do you sell a box of them or are they individual?
They would be in a pouch of 14, offering you 2 meals for 2 meals per day for 1 week, and then you would round out yours with a wholesome whole meal.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Can you speak more about the nutrient availability? I don't think I understand like what is unique about that to your product?
Yeah, great question. So we are protecting our formulation right now because we do think that we have some unique qualities that allow it to be more easily digestible. Basically, all of the options right now on the market have fermentable oligosaccharides, which if you think of like beans that give people gas, that's like a common issue with the with people in hospitals, for example, drinking Ensure, they might not want to drink it because it gives them digestive issues. So ours has is really easy on your digestion, and it has, you know, a myriad of all the other nutrients that you need.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Turn the mics off and put them down, and then I'll take the clicker. Okay, if all of the teams competing would just stand up where they are, and let's give everyone another huge round of applause. Okay, so now I would like to ask the judges to stand up and return to the deliberation room. And we know you have some tough decisions to make, but we look forward to seeing your decisions and awarding the prizes. Oh, before we do that, sorry. I just want to thank the staff that made this possible to produce this at SDSU. So Erica is on her way out, but I want to thank Erica. But most importantly, I want to thank Jordan. Is Jordan here? She had to step out? All right, I'll try again. I didn't realize she had to step out. Okay, so let's give you a few moments. If we could set a timer for 2 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and have you do the audience vote. Let us know if you're having any technical challenges. If you raise your hand, we'll have someone come over and help you. If I recall correctly, your vote is worth 2,500. And the teams everyone here in the audience can vote, including the teams. One minute left. How cool were those ideas? Very, very impressed. I do like the idea, note to teams next year, bring something to sample. Nice idea. If you're interested in learning more about Brightside, I just want to remind you that there is a booth out there as well as some of their community partners. So it's a great time to learn more, ask questions, see how you can add on to the $25,000 check. We also, again, have the table to find out about the entrepreneurship initiatives that we have going on at SDSU. How are we doing on time? 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We will see later who you voted for. Okay. So part of the entrepreneurship initiatives at SDSU is our incubator on campus, open to our students, faculty, researchers, and staff. We earlier on had a competition where out of the 40 different teams that are working on stages at different ideas, we elected 6 to come forward and be competing based on your vote for cash prize. So the first phase is in flight. In flight has not started to necessarily develop their solution, but they are testing their solution and looking for someone that will purchase it. So product market, early or indications of product market fit. So with that, I'll ask the in-flight teams to come up. There's 3. Okay. And do you each want to take a mic as you come on up? Okay. How do you want to do the timer? Or is it? Okay. So these are the 3 teams. You guys should go on up on stage. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. That's fine. All right. We're going to let her have the stage. She will talk for 1 minute and then we'll bring the next teams up. Keep in mind that you are going to pick the one that you feel did the best, and we are going to award them $750. So hold tight.
Hello? Okay, perfect. This is for the audience. Raise your hand if you're a student currently. Raise them up high. Perfect. Now keep them raised up if you're a senior or a junior. Good to know. So I'm assuming all these seniors specifically that are graduating, you're probably moving out. You want to sell your stuff that you no longer need for college, whether it's books, calculators, clothes, shoes, you name it. Now, all the sophomores and the freshmen in the room, these seniors are probably selling stuff that you need for college. But how can you guys connect without having to go through group chats or Snapchat, something more unified? That's where Uni Exchange comes in. Uni Exchange is an online marketplace app for college students to sell and buy to other college students. Think of it like Facebook Marketplace and Depop, but exclusively for us. Now, seniors, juniors, you're probably moving out, you want to make some extra cash. Why not sell it on Uni Exchange? And sophomores and freshmen, you want to buy it for cheap? Uni Exchange is the way to go. It's available on App Store and Android. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Wayne Gripsky here. I'm currently graduating in May with my Master's of Science in Economics. And as an economist, I know that the population is aging. People are increasingly interested in health, wellness, and longevity. And did you know that new research shows that grip strength is actually one of the best predictors of health, wellness, and longevity? Whether you're 30 or you're 60, if you have a weak grip strength, that might be something to worry about. Not only is it predictive of health, but there's likely a causal relationship as well. The American Heart Association and American College of Cardiology recommend a 12-minute grip training routine to help lower your blood pressure over 4 to 6 weeks. Using our product, which connects to an app on your phone, you can not only get the diagnostics on your grip strength that you need, but actually improve it as well. Thank you.
2 years ago, I had a life-changing event. I lost my grandmother to diabetes type 2. And after 1 year, I lost my uncle to diabetes type 2. If you guys don't know, 1 out of 3 Americans are pre-diabetic, and about 1.2 million of those get diagnosed with diabetes every single year. So this is a big problem. Seeing my family go through it, I knew something needed to be done. And that's why I created NAT, a non-invasive glucose monitor that is breath-based paired with an app. So how does this work? It's a simple device that you plug into your phone, you exhale onto the device, and the device uses nanosensory ray technology to be able to get your glucose through the breath. It then goes onto an app that gives you personalized health insights, personalized recipes, and real-time glucose data. This app is helping, this revolution is helping families like mine and millions of people. So please, let's help families like mine by preventing diabetes one breath at a time. Thank you.
Woo! Okay, people, you can only vote once. I need to remind you, so only vote once. So I let the teams vote last time. I hope you only voted once. One person, one phone, one vote. All right, we'll go for 2 minutes. So while we're doing that, who can tell me what Zon Innovation Platform, oh wait, I just gave it away, ZIP stands for? Okay, well, a member of the Zon family is here, and I'd like to recognize him because without him, none of the incubation that we do on campus would be possible. Peter Zon. Dun, dun, dun. We're actually going to announce this right now. As soon as the 2 minutes. Who brings me the piece of paper? Who hands me the piece of paper? Oh, Malia. Malia. The results are in. Drum roll. The winner of the $750 in-flight quick pitch today is Nat. I don't know if anyone takes a picture. I think they all did fantastic. Congratulations. Okay, so the launch track is the final phase in the ZIP Launchpad incubator. And in this phase, the teams are starting to form companies legally. They're starting to build their product and build their companies. So with that, the 3 that won the prior competition are going to come forward and compete for $1,000.
Test, test, test. Hi, as a former professional athlete and coach of female athletes for over 16 years, I know all about that time of the month. 1 week you're crushing it, the next week you're off, and something just doesn't feel right. Well, back when I competed, and even today, coaches tell athletes to skip that time of the month by taking birth control and pretend as if your cycle's not happening. Well, guess what? It's happening, and those random off days are not random, they're deeply connected to your menstrual cycle. My team and I created a menstrual cycle mapping app called Red Moon Recovery for coaches and active women. So if you're a woman, or you know one, you know that we are basically 4 personalities throughout the month. And just like our moods, our performance capabilities change as well. So imagine being able to predict and understand those changes before they happen. Unlike basic period trackers, our app allows women to know when their personal best days are, when their days of risk of injury or when they should rest, or even when those crazy food cravings happen, and much, much more. So our cycle matters. So period tracking is one thing, but mapping your body's performance lets your cycle be your superpower. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kana, founder of Green Grip. My grandfather has been a florist for 60 years, but behind the beauty he created, he was exposed to something dangerous. Fluoroform. After years of lung issues, he was diagnosed with cancer. This made me ask, could this foam be harming more than just him? It turns out it contains formaldehyde, a known carcinogen. One block is equivalent to 10 plastic bags, and over 500 million blocks ends up in landfills and waterways, harming our planet. Florists want to change, but there's no practical alternative. Until now, Green Grip is developing the first plant-based hydrogel alternative that is non-toxic, biodegradable, and just as effective, keeping flowers hydrated and supported. Florists deserve better. Our planet deserves better. Let's replace this toxic foam with something safer together. Thank you.
Raise your hand if you've ever been to a party where you didn't like the music. One of the biggest problems my team and I noticed at San Diego State University and universities all across the country is that people are constantly complaining about the music at parties. So my team and I, we created DJ Mode, an app that helps prevent bad music at parties. Our app operates like a traditional event management app, but on top of that, we give users the ability to connect their Apple Music or Spotify so they can share their favorite playlists with the DJ. From that point on, DJ Mode curates a list of the most popular songs amongst all attendees' playlists, gives that straight to the DJ so they always know what to play next. Imagine if this was a party and I was the DJ. If we all used DJ Mode and uploaded all of our favorite playlists, I would know exactly what you guys want to hear so we can have an amazing time. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Great job, everyone. $1,000, 2 minutes, one vote, one phone, one phone, one vote. All right, as you're doing that, I'll remind you that we'll be wrapping up soon. We'd ask you to join us at the reception, light bites, and then at approximately 5:30, we will have the awards ceremony. Also want to remind any students that are seeking credit that they need to go to the ZIP booth in order to receive the recognition to get that proof. Jordan here. No recognition for Jordan. We love Jordan. We just can't tell her that right now. All right, as we're finishing up, I'll tell you a little bit about Jordan. So Jordan started as a freshman, as an intern for the Zip Launchpad. For the next 4 years, she continued to work for the Zip Launchpad. And for every year, she was a recipient of the Previs Entrepreneurship Scholarship, receiving $5,000 each year. She graduated. We encouraged her to work outside of SDSU, but within 6 months, she was right back. And now she's working full-time as our events and operations. And we're very proud of the work she's done. And she really, I know a lot of the schools interacted with her and did 98% of what you see here today to get us here. So thanks, Jordan. I didn't know. And off. So the votes are in, drum roll.
And our winner is Green Grip.
Gonna take a picture. $1,000. Come on, get a picture out. All right. So just quickly for those from SDSU, want to give a quick shout out to the open applications we have. If you're interested in learning about the startup journey, well, let's start with the Zip Launchpad. So if you liked what you saw here, then you should know that you can also participate in the Zip Launchpad. Our application is open and we encourage you, we'll open soon, and we encourage you to do office hours to put your best application forward. If you're interested in learning about the startup journey and ecosystem, the Lab and Entrepreneurship program might be for you. We accept undergrad and graduate students from all across the campus. It's a one-year program, 1.5 hours per week. Jen over here runs it, and you can ask her any questions later. That application is opening soon as well. And if you're interested in investment, we have one of the coolest hands-on experiences in investment, and that's by participating in the venture capital investment competition, which meets Monday nights in the fall from 7 to 8. And then from there, we pick our 6 competitors, and those competitors then go on to compete in a regional and then hopefully national competition. It's pretty darn amazing. And so if you're interested in that, please seek more information. Jen is also your contact for that. This is a reminder of the prizes that we will be announcing. So please join us in about 30 minutes for that. And with that, I want to thank again the fabulous people at Sprouts Healthy Community Foundation. I want to thank all of our teams. Microphone works. I want to thank all of our teams, and I want to thank all of you for being here with us today. Oh, and every year I forget, we want to do a group picture with all of the universities and campuses represented. So come on up.
Sorry about that. It's class. I lost it earlier. No, I guess you're on the back, my stuff in there.
The judges are in there. They're
gonna be there until.
They announce the winners.
Yes, sir. Because I left my devices and like I was supposed to talk to them. I was told.
Okay, let me see if somebody grab it for you.
Right. I got a question. So for this venture capitalist program or the other programs, so should we be an active student only then can participate?
Yeah.
I just graduated, I know about it. I didn't know about the program, so I just wanted to know if we can.
Yeah. Come back and do your master's program.
I just got a master's.
Oh yeah, sure. Just gonna.
The program. FGS or the
Yeah, we open a lot of events
program.
programming. Yeah. Hold on a second. Sorry, I have to help you really quick.
I can. I love your
Yeah.
Do you need help with anything? Okay.
Are you gonna further talk to them back?
It's. I was just hoping to get
So now the stress is
Are you part of the second course? Oh, I'm David. I'm Gavin Smith. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I'm David. Yeah, yeah. Like it's
Yes.
He's got so he said he's got some 3% up that.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, how? That's my. Maybe we should. How about it? There's food. So they just, it's like a rock.
A microphone?
Oh, you got it too.
Okay, sorry. Good job. Good job.
You're like, go.
I broke my collarbone on the street. I don't have again. Oh, okay, that's what they did.
Ask Randall Gilbert. Well, you probably have.
It's on my phone, but.
Randall Gilbert. The picture. The phone is sticking out like this. I think it went like that for a week.
Yeah, I didn't know. How far that day? Yeah.
So she could go more.
Yeah.
And I'd love to change stuff from you.
Yeah. We did it like 4 or 5 times this morning. And we know like my first all the time. I don't know where to start. I was good. The product or the pricing was like, they're probably too busy.
Yeah.
My mom's, yeah.
Maybe, we'll see. I got into C Boulder and then QC Riverside, but a lot of my stuff is longer. It's nice.
Right now, Colorado.
Factor, but also getting that like my did, especially if you're I'm not just because I mean they're generally pretty late. I have to accept for anywhere. And so if they're late, then switch contract.
They want to be like.
There is a live.
You see the bird?
No,
not yet.
I brought it for
I'll be right back. Can you get my?
Let me go. Yeah, so, I heard. Yeah, brother. Yeah. So. He is, yes, sir. Just talks about his.
What are we doing?
Primary advisor on last day. That's pretty cool. Good job. Yeah, your cat's did a great job too. You guys
Yeah.
I am Rob. I was with that.
Natalie, we're gonna get next. Okay, I'll
Had a great time. And we did awesome. We did a factory. And I think
Do we have ATAC?
and then we got her. Now, it's kind of.
I think yeah.
Hopefully, when they're.
Yeah.
How did you, when did she try to make it over?
This year.
Oh, that's right. Looks like
We don't do they have such a capacity program. Everything's we this event is time. So that applying one of our skills to sing everything so Fowler and Impact St.
I
James.
was the guy who's high.
Yeah, because I thought right now, like, yes, yeah. So our whole thing. So they have all those.
That picture.
On Monday, you can X-ray. Yeah, and then on Tuesday.
I would think they could like outside.
All I know is the X-ray tech said, be very careful. Yeah, that's what I. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was X-ray time. Exactly. And then she also. You know, we do the X-ray. Okay, let me get. And then she got on the phone calling everybody. You need to call her. She's like, okay, we just do this. She's like, I'm so sorry.
Well, the fact that you weren't like rising the pain, right? Like, so when I was in college, I broke my jaw.
Yeah.
I was playing basketball. I went up against the guy who played high school football. No pads, just playing tackle. So I'm like, I've never played, so I'm like trying to tackle him. I fall down and I feel weird, and but I walk home, there's blood in my mouth, so I call my dad. Go to the doctor. No, go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor, and the guy was like, moving this over, he probably just hurt it, and then he said he was cracked in 2 places. So they wired my mouth shut that day, and yeah, and I was like, I feel so bad because the worst part was 30 crossing the skin. It's still something part of your mouth there, goes in there. But then once it got all numb, then he was fine. And I kept apologizing for something. He's like, hey, listen, 90% of the people I do the wire shuts on a Sunday afternoon are drunk. So he's like, and they're throwing up and they're doing all sorts of, and they're acting misbehaving. So he goes, you're fine, don't worry about it. So, all right. But so for a whole month, I had to eat all my food on food. Yep.
That was so funny. This happened. I was kind of like, I've broken bones before, and you know, I try to cover it up. Like I didn't break a bone. I'm fine. So then
the past two doesn't.
yeah. While we're snowboarding. Like, why are we? Like
Right.
but okay, so then there is for some people, but I guess for me it's like I have different pain. He just doesn't want to like give it. He doesn't want to like. But then like it was all swollen, like my arm or my shoulder was all swollen, and I go to like some of my friends who are nurses, like if you know small skinny we're now Salvador that's graduated as anesthesiologist. I'm like, okay, like we just have to teach you. What does it look like? It's my collarbone. Like, what does it look like to you? At this point, it's just so swollen that you can't see the bones. And it's like, I don't know, maybe it's bruised a little bit. I was just.
Oh no.
That's a long thing. I feel back on what was wrong with me. That was a jab, you know. And I was downplaying it so much. Like, then I was circle. I'm like, oh, that's not right. The doctor like surge helped them and said, like, it's already broken out worse. Like,
wow.
Like, so like, I could help you with your place. It's just helping for the pain. Because if I drip it, then it's like, I want to pressure on my head. Yeah.
This past Wednesday.
Yeah. It would be the next. And they were like, you could sit on here. Well, and then also I had a bad stomach.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So she's made it this long. Yeah.
Wow. The next Wednesday.
Yeah, like have to miss the Steve test on Thursday.
You want me to help carry?
No, I'm good.
You're good. Yeah, you did great. Helping through everything, and I love you said someone like me who's injured, like you never planned that. Or you
I know. I'm like, hey, it did help though, because I had a power pop like on Tuesday afternoon, and I was like, and then all of a sudden I was kind of like.
Yeah, there you go. Now that I'm iron, that was I know this.
And she already knew, like, oh, the vitamin C, like, she could see our movement. I'm just happy we got to share the idea.
Yeah, yeah, that's great.
That's cool. Yeah.
Hi, Peter, Rob Gailey.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm Rob Gailey. Nice to meet you guys. Thanks for hosting this event. Our normal students are the power club. All right. We're excited about their long time, yeah. I think about 10 years ago, Steve Conroy helped them. He came to lunch with Dan both because he was and you were teaching international development. I think your daughter was going to be and she was
That's right. That's right. She did international development and SPAC. But now she's actually,
she has what's appealing about it is the Jesuits and they're all about service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's love.
Yeah.
And
it's actually
they got it.
Yeah.
They got it.
She's in a program out
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So a lot of I have real
so
research
good
on
they
it.
could just bring the,
They can bring
the
We'll see. Should probably go in here. Absolutely.
It's a, yeah, they're like a very, they're hurting by their science here.
What do you want me to stand on?
She's really, she's done a lot of things.
So my question is,
She's 31 now.
you guys were talking about. Maybe.
So you're still music?
I would.
What did you think?
That's great. Yeah. Well, yeah, there just weren't any spaces. Like everyone level is very high. Last year it was like clearly SDSU had preparation help and swept every year. But I don't actually know who's gonna win. Like, yeah, it was a good turnout. It was great. I think it went great, except for the video. It was well. I should have. You just couldn't find the mute button. It was the unmute button. I said we have everything. Like we walked through everything he had. He had videos here. This is there. We just practice playing the video. But yeah.
Here, yeah, I think they some of them they have HR.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like what's the best? Is it like most realistic, most impactful?
Well, I'm excited for you guys.
The team
Even for
the information has like products, and they totally own it or
no. I mean, personally, for like real businesses that make staff.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
It is MIA. No, but they're nice.
Oh, okay.
Has certain characteristics that you know about. Obvious. Anytime you have something obvious in your mind, just a clear problem, clear. Niche businesses are best.
I was like, yes. I didn't expect.
Started it, another students did it.
Like,
And we're
yeah,
wanting to
there's
move it
there's
from
that, and
what
then
the
like.
challenge
when
is
there's-
to help provide,
You know, that's like,
So-
Yeah, that'll probably.
that's
Yeah.
Okay, are they selling stuff internationally or locally or?
Awesome. How much did you pack this out?
So this mic will work over here.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like so that hopefully people.
Go stand over there. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna actually do awards in here. Yeah, so everything from now on will be in here. Yeah. Yeah. Did you all get food yet? Okay, good. He said he muted it.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hello, hello. We are going to, does this work at all? Okay. We are going to start the award ceremony. So if you can come up and gather. Come gather close. Come closer, please. We're going to do it right here, Jordan, because I can sit and stand and sorry about that. Okay. If everyone could stop talking and come closer. Yeah, that's not going to make a good picture. Okay, let's have everyone come closer. Oh, that's pretty good on this side. Hey, guys. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. All right. We are ready for the award ceremony. So to get started, Dan is going to say a few more words. First of all, how yummy were those snacks? Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, everybody, for turning out. I love the fact that that theater was packed. It shows there's not just support for our the students at these various campuses, but for the core idea of addressing food security. So that was wonderful to see. I always, when I go to these events, I think about myself as either a college junior, senior, or as a graduate student, and all you people blow me out of the water at that age. So super impressive. And one more round of applause for all of our student teams. And again, this event would not have been possible without the Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation. So one more final round of applause for that group too. All you, Kathy.
All right. All right, we are going to start with the audience vote. If Vince could come forward and let us know who is the winner, the amount, and Vincent, you're doing it. Yeah.
And the winner for audience vote for amount of $2,500 is Spooey.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and you have an excellent voice, if anyone hasn't told you that. Come on up. Okay, excellent. Tracy has the pleasure, who is an alumni, which I failed to mention, has the pleasure of presenting Best Presentation. He's coming over here, sneaky.
All right. You got me out of, I was not ready. Yes, I have the honor of giving the award for best presentation, and this $2,000 is also going to Spooey. Congratulations. Great job.
Should we hold it?
Be in the photo, Tracy. You're the presenting judge. Okay, we'd like to welcome Caitlin up for greatest social impact. Drum roll.
Yeah. So thank you. I have the honor of presenting the greatest social impact, $3,000 to Vital Title. Where's Vital Title? Congrats. Yay.
Take a picture. Congrats. Thank you, Caitlin. Okay, third place. Millard, come on up. And how much was, oh yeah, 2,000. Okay, got it. Third place?
So the judges talked about this team for a long time, and the third place winner is the third place winner. Give me a second. Oh, of course, it's second course. There you go. Thank you.
Hey, numbers are getting bigger. Second place, Dan, come on up.
All right. The winner of $7,500 for second place is Power Pops.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God, grand prize. You'll see what's coming forward is the big check. Zavilla is going to be telling us who gets the big check. $15,000. Drum roll. Come on, clap. Drum roll.
Thank you. I'm here to represent in behalf of the Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundations. It's thrilled to award a grand prize of $15,000 to the winning team of the Social Venture Challenge. These visionary students showcase extraordinary creativity and passion, developing groundbreaking solutions to tackle food insecurity and expand access food across Southern California. We can't wait to see you lasting impact of their work in communities that need it most. The future of good food, the future of food equity and brighter because of them. And the seven, yes. So the winner for today competition is Grown Home.
Yay! You did it. You did it. Best idea ever. What did you tell your dad? Great job.
Good job.
Great job, everyone. We hope to see you here next year. We hope the same universities and community college will come back and join us. Thank you.
Let's go.